So the first question I have is, what key life experiences have formed who you are today?
I would say the biggest and most primary influence on my life was the life I had growing up in a very unconventional family with especially an unconventional father. We did a lot of traveling. He was a pilot. He had a small plane. We would fly to small towns across America and experience those small towns in a very unique way. We eventually started traveling through Central and South America. So it just really broadened my horizons, being able to travel at such a young age, seeing a life and world beyond the town I grew up near.
How did you become passionate and involved in architectural practice?
First of all, I was quite the daydreamer as a child and through my first years of school. And that daydreaming kind of turned into doodling, and the doodling turned into drawing and sketching. And before I knew it, I was kind of gravitated to sketching buildings and houses and towns. And it just kind of became a thing that I just enjoyed doing and had enjoyed a passion for unique looking houses. And so I just kind of eventually turned that passion into a career.
What are your core values and how are they reflected in your practice?
Okay, my core values instilled in me by my parents from a very young age, and that is to do unto others as you would have them do unto you, to do no harm and to be a good person, to strive for honesty, integrity, and to just strive for excellence. There's no such thing as perfection. It's a myth and it can only get in your way. So not striving for perfection, but striving for excellence, doing the best you can and trying to leave the world a better place than you found it. So that's my core values that was instilled in me by my family and my faith in God. And I hold true to all of those every day.
What is your design process, including design thinking, visualization, and realization?
I was told by my dad at an early age that a problem well stated is a problem half solved. So the first thing I like to do when presented with a new project is to state the problem as clearly and concisely as possible to understand what is required of me. So once I get a clear vision in my mind, what I need to do, I feel like I'm well on my way to starting that design process. So then I just come up with a concept of whatever that the needs are of that project, and I start working out the solutions to those problems on the computer screen.
How do you collaborate with other individuals to realize your impactful work?
Well, I am a sole proprietor. However, in the working environment, I do collaborate with builders and mechanical engineers, structural engineers, civil engineers, and I feel like the best thing I can do is to have an open mind, learn from them, not have an ego, but just really listen and learn and take their advice and implement it into the projects that I'm working on.
What architectural ideas and buildings have impacted your architectural practice?
Early on, just starting out, I had a few architects that were on the radar for me that I felt like were doing the things I would love to do someday. One of those was Richard Meyer, whose beautiful buildings with stark geometry and white exteriors and an incredible use of lighting just really moved me. Another architect, Robert A.M. Stern, who did both residential and commercial, but it was more his residential style of the Cape Cod design style that he perfected that really moved me as well.
What are the biggest challenges you face in the profession?
I'd say that my biggest challenge is keeping up with the modern technology and CAD tools available.
What advice would you give to a young student?
I would say if you have a desire to solve problems and at the same time you love to draw and you love to create, I would say this is a profession for you. If you're not strong in math, don't worry about that. Just accentuate your positive attributes. Just go for it, and don't be discouraged. This is a profession that is very much tied to the economy. The economy goes up and the economy goes down, and you're going to endure some slow, hard times, but the good times make it worthwhile. Always learning. And that's the important thing, is that you're always learning, because technologies change and things change, and you have to stay up with it. And what was a good way to do something yesterday may not be the best way to do it today or tomorrow. As I said before, strive for excellence. And the way you do that is to be humble, to keep an open mind, and be willing to learn from other people, no matter who they are in this process.